extremely exciting. Extremely. Hello there, boys and girls, and welcome to another exciting episode, and I do mean exciting. Exciting. Episode of Adventures of the Broken Retired. I'm your old buddy Don here with my dedicated but not so dependable buddy Elmer the Reckless Remote. We're here to hopefully entertain you. Don't have a disclaimer today about false or not false, but accuracy, historical accuracy, because I don't plan on doing anything historical in this one. Today's going to be a conversation just because I feel like talking. How about that? We're going to talk about a truck. Now, I'm a guy, so in my world, guys have trucks. I have always believed, always felt sure that a man can make a living with a pickup truck. And I think I've done fairly well with doing that over the last years. I've had a pickup truck. The first pickup truck that I bought was back in the 80s. Early 80s, I bought a 65 Chevy pickup truck, 6-cylinder, 3-speed. And I ended up having several 60s models, not 60s models, but 66 and earlier, that body style pickup trucks over the years. They were all 6-cylinders. I got burned out on the early 60s or mid 60s Ford pickup trucks. And over time, I had a bunch of them. I never paid a lot for them. I would always buy something. Hopefully, I have a photo album that's missing. And if I can find that photo album, I'm going to put some pictures in here to show some of the ones that I've had just for fun. But anyhow, you got to have a truck. That's pretty much all there is to it. When I had my company, I actually had 4 late model trucks for the crews, 4 trucks and 2 trailers. When the company went away, I got rid of I slowly over time got rid of the company trucks because the company was shrinking in size because the housing market took a dive. And I got rid of the last one. In fact, the last one just went. I think it was December. I think it was a month ago or so that the last one went away. So I have no truck. Right now we're down to 1 car. We have a Chevy Equinox. That's the car that we took to New York State. That's in the funeral trip video. That poor little car suffered tremendously. And the roads, all the roads up north were salted so much. You can see in that video how much salt was all over that car. And so what I've been hoping to do, when we got back, the first thing I did was took the car to the car wash. But that only washes the outside of it. It doesn't wash the undercarriage. So I've been waiting for a good rainstorm. I've been taking it out and driving around when it's raining real hard. They try to clean up underneath it so my car doesn't turn into a rust bucket for one trip. But we haven't had any really rainy weather. It rained a little bit, wet roads, and got some of it off, but I need to take it out and ride it around. Anyway, back to the truck. I had a bunch of them. Typically, I would buy them real cheap, fix them up a little bit, make them go, make them dependable, and use them. Use them as what they're designed for, pickup trucks. I've been very fortunate in the fact that I went through each one carefully and made sure they were mechanically ready all the time. I never had any trouble with any of them not being mechanically ready. After I got done with them, I sold them all in the end, got rid of them all. They were all kind of old, ugly trucks, but it didn't really matter because for what we're going to use it for, what I'm going to use it for, that's what I needed. When I had the company, now having the company was a totally different situation because When I had the company, I had an image to project. The image has to be success. You got to look successful, and you gotta have nice stuff. You don't want to be leaking oil in a customer's driveway. That would be a horrible thing to do. So I always had late model trucks. I had a van, I had a red trailer, I had 2 white trailers, I had a red truck, I had 4, I think I had 4 white ones. But like I said, I'll put pictures in where I can. And those trucks, when the company went, because they belonged to the company, they had to carry commercial insurance. Commercial insurance is very expensive. Didn't have the company anymore, didn't need it, but the truck is registered to the company. So anyway, they all went away. So now, for the last, month or so, I haven't had a truck, and it's hard for me to get along without one. If for nothing else, what I'll do is park it in the driveway and use it to, whenever a bunch of, you got to go do some yard work, which I need to do really, really bad. The bamboo in the backyard from the neighbor's house is taking over my backyard. And that stuff is so hard to deal with and so hard to get rid of. And I've spoken to the neighbors about it, and they keep telling me they're going to keep it cut back from the fence because it's starting to push the fence down. It killed 4 trees I had back there. But they never do anything with it, so I end up once a year having to go out there, and it's tough. That stuff is tough. It's hard. But anyway, you put the truck in the driveway, and then you just load it up with stuff, and then you take it to the dump, because you can't put, in this neighborhood, you can't put tree branches and bamboo and stuff like that out by the curb. They won't come get it. It'll just stay there forever, and that upsets the homeowners association. You also can't have a truck in your driveway that you're working on. That upsets the homeowners association. You also can't have a car parked in your yard that doesn't move. Like, we have Alex's car here. Alex's car is got Tennessee tags on it, and he's in Australia at the moment. He's going from Australia to Japan. He'll be back here towards the end of the month or so. But anyhow, they're going to get upset about that pretty quick, because the car's been sitting there for a couple of weeks and it hasn't moved. If it sits there for a month and doesn't move, they're going to write me a letter about it, a threat letter about it, which is kind of them. Anyway, so I've been shopping around for a truck. Now, I started shopping. I knew that my company trucks were all going to have to go away. I knew that I'd be without one. So what I started doing back in, really, I think August of last year, what I started doing was I started researching what it's going to take to get another truck. Now, keep in mind, the name of the channel is Adventures of the Broke and Retired. Now, I'm not, quote-unquote, broke. I mean, I'm still living. But it ain't on the kind of money it used to be, because it's retirement money. You don't have that like it used to be. I don't have it like it used to be. So I've got to be a bit frugal. So I'm keeping all that in mind. So I started looking at trucks. I started looking for a truck. First of all, you got to keep in mind, whatever you buy is going to need to be worked on. I can work on older stuff. I know what points are, believe it or not. I have a timing gun. I have a dwell meter. I know how to work on all that stuff. But all the late model stuff, and it's all special equipment, there's no mechanics anymore. There's diagnostic guys, and the diagnostic guys read the car, and you gotta have the equipment. So you'd have to find a place to work on your vehicle. Most places draw the line at 20 years. Anything more than 20 years old, they won't work on. And that's true. This is a true situation with the shop that I take all my stuff to. And I take all my stuff to the same shop, to the same people, all the time. I firmly believe in that, because I can trust what they do, and they are the only ones that have touched it. So they can't say, well, the last guy who did it, because it was them. So I've been careful with it, but they have a 20-year limit on what they work on. And believe it or not, I know this sounds a little bit kind of out there, like, what? But 20 years ago was 2006, which means that I would have to buy at least a 2010 model if I'm going to have it for a couple of years, because if I buy let's say they'll work on 2007, so I go buy a 2007, I've got 11 months left of them working on it, then I'm going to fall off the list. And I don't want to have to deal with all the new stuff on a vehicle myself. So I made the decision that I'm going to go buy an older truck. And I have another video out. It's the video where I went for, I don't remember the name of it, I'll probably put it up there, where I went for a walk at Jefferson Park and sat down and talked about that I'm looking for a truck. So the truck's going to go away. I'm going to try to find myself, tell you what I really want, okay? Tell you what I really want to do. I want to find, and of course this is every old man's dream, I want to find a truck that was built before, or no newer than 1972. 1973 was the first year for emissions. So a 72 and older, they don't have emissions on them. And the important part about that is, that also means they don't have electronic ignition. And it also means that they're fixable. You can actually fix them. You can work on them yourself and fix them. Now, I was a car mechanic for a long time. I was a motorcycle mechanic for longer than that. I've owned several old trucks that I've done tons of work to get them running. One of them, I lost the motor in it and had to replace it. It had a 400 V8 small block. Big block. Was it a big block? I think it was a 400 small block Chrysler, whichever it is. Anyway, so what I'm hoping I come across, hoping to find for a replacement truck is 1972 or before, and long wheelbase, short wheelbase, I really don't care. Regular size cab, I would prefer. V8 standard shift with factory air. But I ended up finding one. I watch a lot of YouTube, okay, which hopefully y'all do as well. And hopefully you enjoy it, and I appreciate you being here watching this channel. Thank you very much. You know, I can't tell you how much I appreciate people taking time out of their life to come sit down and talk to Don. Anyway, in that video, I describe what I'd like to have, and I ended up finding one. Except it doesn't have air conditioning. That's the only thing that this one fell short. No AC. But that's okay, because I've researched it. AC can be added for a price. Anyway, so I found one in Kansas. There's a guy who has a YouTube channel. It's called Mr. Good Pliers. I'm going to put a couple pictures of the truck in here. I really enjoy Mr. Good Pliers' channel. His product knowledge is unbelievable. And being a car guy, being a gas and grease and oil guy, I really enjoy that. I decided to go ahead and get it. I've been working with Mr. Good Pliers to get the deal locked up. There's a lot to consider. He's got a real good video showing the truck, a real good video showing it. I've watched it quite a few times. I've noticed little things on it and researched it on the internet to try to answer as many questions as I can. But it looks like I've got a good core to work with, or I should say, looks like I'll have a good core. And he's got a title for the truck, and it's not a title that shows it to be a salvage vehicle, because it never actually has been yet. He's got the title in the farm owner's name. So I spoke to him a few days ago, and we tried to work something out. That fell through. I spoke to him again today, and we came to a deal, and I found a place here locally that will do the work on it. So, because there's some stuff, like I said, I'm not going to do myself. I'm not going to do it. The homeowners association won't let me work on it in the driveway, and it won't fit in the garage at this point. I don't know if it'll fit in the garage ever. I don't know if the garage doors are big enough to get it in. Anyway, it's a 1967 F-250 Ford. It's a 4-speed manual transmission with a 352 V8. The truck does run and drive. It has absolutely no brakes, which will probably need to be fixed, because I know all brakes do is slow you down, but every once in a while you want to slow down. So I went and I talked to him today on the phone, and we came up with a plan. And I stopped by. I had never met the guys. I called the guys just at the shop to see if they would work on it. And not only did they say they would, they were familiar with the product. Not this exact truck, but they were familiar with the product. They spoke to me in a very educated manner, very knowledgeable manner, and a very respectful manner. I'll add that in too. So I stopped over there. It's just right down the street from the house. It's only a couple miles from here. And they have the ability to get the truck off the back of a flatbed 18-wheeler when the delivery truck or the shipping guy shows up, which is a big deal, because if I have the truck shipped to here, once the 18-wheeler pulls up in front of my house with a flatbed with a truck on the back, I got no way to get that off. You got to have a forklift. I got no way to get that off. So anyway, they have the means by which to unload it, and I went and talked to them. Now, I have to go in Monday coming up. Today is Wednesday. I think it's the 14th, January 14th. Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. I have to go in Monday to get some not blood work, but I guess you call it blood work, to get done. Thursday next week, which I think is the 22nd, I've got to go in for, they're going to go in my heart and take blockages out, maybe put a stent in there, which, believe it or not, this really amazes me. You know, you think, you're going to mess with somebody's heart. I'm scheduled to be there at 11 o'clock. Amy's got to come with me because I can't drive home. And I should be home by around 5 or 6 at the house, chilling out. The only restriction is no heavy lifting for 2 weeks. I find it incredible how medicine has improved to that point. I go in, I get checked, I've got a little bit of something in there, and they say, oh, don't worry about it, we'll get it out of there for you. It's really something. But anyway, am I nervous about it? Yeah, I'm nervous about it. But the guys tell me they know what they're doing, so who am I to second guess? Them? So I'm gonna go get that done the 22nd. Now, you would imagine that me driving around, or me parking in the driveway, an old truck, which ain't nothing to look at, you would imagine, and with no AC, you would imagine that my other half, Amy, would be somewhat set against my doing this. She would, as a spouse, that she would much rather have a pretty, shiny, well-equipped, late model pickup truck sitting out there in the driveway. That's not what I want, and it's not what I need, and I think that's a bad choice on my part. And dig this, she thinks it's a bad choice too. She's dying to get the truck down here. She's dying. She wants to drive it. No power steering, no power brakes, and it's got drum brakes all the way around. It's going to be an experience for her to drive that puppy. Because when you step on the brake pedal, you actually have to push. And when you steer it around, you gotta turn the wheel. I've driven many an old pickup truck, Anyhow, so after I get this heart thing done, the following week, So it'll not be next week, but the week after that, we're going to go up there to Kansas, 780 miles. So we'll drive up there one day, get a hotel room, go see about the truck the next day, and then drive back the third day. So we'll be out of town 3 days. So we'll go up there and take care of it, do paperwork, and I can't bring myself to buy something never having laid eyes on it at all. A lot of people do it with these salvage yards. A lot of people do it. I've never done it before. I don't particularly care to do it this time either. So we're going to go up there and get a look. But I'll put some pictures in here, and we'll show you what's going on. I want to put this together kind of as a little series, follow it through as it goes on. They're going to be stretched out. They'll be a little bit apart because it takes time to get it here. Like I said, we can't go up there until after I get out of this heart thing next week. So the next video that you'll see about the truck probably will be, hey, we're on our way to Kansas to go see about it. And of course, I got a schedule with Mr. Good Pliers as well. I got to make sure we get there. I can't say for sure what day we're going because I got to make sure it's a day he's available. I've got to discuss that with him. I told him I'd call back and we'd set that up after this heart thing was done, which is what I plan to do. But we will, I'm going to put together like a little series about it. It'll be good. I think it'll be interesting to watch the transformation. It'll give me something to put on my channel. It will promote Mr. Good Pliers channel, which I very happily do. I like what he does, and the guy's product knowledge is just crazy good. He seems like a pretty nice guy. I've never met him. Seems like a pretty nice guy. His videos tie together, like what he says in one video and how he follows through with what he said he was going to do 6 videos later. Always matches. To me, that shows integrity. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Go up there and meet him and see about the truck. And I've got a shipping company already set up. Not set up yet because I'm not hiring the shipping company until the deal's actually closed. I'm not going to schedule to move a vehicle that doesn't belong to me. And then the day that he gets back, I'll go over to the repair shop and do a little video about it, do a little video about talking to them. And they have a channel as well, so it'll help promote their channel. So it seems to me like this is kind of like a win-win all the way around. Anyhow, that's the plan. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I'm living an exciting life now. And a lot of it is because of y'all, oh, got a rubber band on my hand. A lot of it is because of y'all, because you give me this format. You've kind of, I guess you've accepted me in and given me this format to work with. And it's a blast, and I like doing it. So thank you very much for being here. And we will get back to you. All right, Elmer, let's tell him goodbye. Elmer.